I am going to say that the next few people you are seeing on stage are probably the most important people for this entire symposium. They are the next generation delegates. Next generation, come and show us how it's done. Panel file on behind me. The audience will be very impressed. Thank you. Take your seats, next gen. So I am thinking Cedric Habiyaremye is going to tell us and show us how a panel is done with energy and gusto. No pressure.
Thank you, Femi. It's a great honor and a pleasure to be here, and thanks to the Chicago Council on Global Affairs for having us. My name is Cedric Habiyaremye. I am from Rwanda originally and a PhD candidate in crop science at Washington State University. I will start by telling a little bit what the next generation is, and as a former next generation delegate, I want to share, highlight my experience from last year, and we'll see if it's going to be the same experience you guys had or even better. The council helps positioning the next generation delegation that is comprised of exceptional students from universities throughout the United States and across the globe, studying agriculture and related disciplines. So those to take global leadership role through involvement in programs and fellowship designed to enhance their global acumen and expand their professional networks. So they are exceptional students because all of them are interested in developing a holistic understanding of the conceptual challenges around the global food security and become among the players in finding solutions to those challenges and address them. So I've had the opportunity to be among the next generation delegates for the Council's Global Food Security Symposium last year, and this has given me the opportunity to meet with the leaders in global agriculture, sustainable food systems, nutrition, policymakers, and like various settings, actually. And on top of that, it gave me the opportunity to network with my fellow next generation delegates, and it gave us like where we connected and discussed ideas, hatch plans, and developed lifelong relationships and collaboration. So, which is good. Like actually, it doesn't stop there because it has opened a lot of doors of opportunities for me, where I end up serving as the youngest member of the global, the Agriculture Task Force of the Chicago Council on Global Affairs, which some of you read the report that was released today. So basically, it doesn't stop there unless you want it to stop there, but you can keep climbing. So this year, your cohort, the next generation delegation, comprised of 20 students from universities throughout the United States and across the globe, studying food, health, and related disciplines. So I would like to start going around, starting with you, Jelly. We introduce yourself and say where you are from, where you are studying, and what you are studying. And then, Jay, you can go on and Shen.
Hi, I'm Jelly. I am from the Philippines. I am a lawyer. You might be surprised. What does a law student doing in water and food security? Symposium. So basically, when I learned about this particular symposium, I know I need to be there. I need to tell you, you need lawyers for you to protect the rights of the farmers and the fishermen. I am doing my PhD in law at the University of Turin, but I took my LLM here in DC, so it's like coming to DC is like coming home, because I finished my LLM in government procurement and environmental law at George Washington Law School.
Jay?
Hi, everyone. I am a native to Washington, D.C. area. I attend the University of Pennsylvania, where I'm receiving my bachelor's in environmental science, concentrating in sustainability and environmental management, and I'm minoring in economic policy. I'm also a fellow at the Prairie World House of International Affairs.
Shen?
Hi everyone, my name is Shen. I'm originally from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm a student at the Cornell School of Hotel Administration and have a very different background, well, slightly different background compared to a lot of people here, but I promise it doesn't tell the entire story of why I'm here, and I can delve more into that story later on in the panel.
Nice. So we as the next generation are inheriting the problem set that we've talked about extensively today, and of course this symposium. I don't want always like point you, but you in your introduction you said, yeah, what's the lawyer student doing here? I want you to tell us what motivates you to be part of this confronting of this problem. So maybe anybody who has a question of what this lawyer student doing here, they have an answer.
Well, I came from the Philippines. I came from a very poor family. My grandfather was a farmer who died at the age of 90 without owning a land. Imagine that. And then when I became a lawyer, I represented communities. I was a counsel who fought for the right of small-scale fish cage operators in Taal Lake. I was a counsel who fought for the right of my communities to preserve the water reservoir against irresponsible open pit mining. I was a counsel for small communities. And actually, it's like you're talking about the rights of the people for equitable share of natural resources. And we talk about rights, you know, that there are violations that are happening. And when those rights are compromised, who will be there to represent them, right? So basically, my being a poor person is like, there is a passion in me that I want to make a difference. I want to make sure that if I wasn't there to protect my grandfather's right to the land that he was stealing for like 90 years could be, it's like I have to be there, that those other farmers and small-scale fishermen in my country will be represented. So basically, that is where I am coming from. And I know that when I took my master's here, actually it was an exit way to my country, because I was also an anti-corruption lawyer. And I cheated that so many times. Believe me, it was a difficult undertaking. But I said, they need lawyers, not only lawyers with the passion to make a difference. They need lawyers with the competence to help these people. And for you to be competent, you need to study. And that is why I am here. I am listening from experts in the field, because how can I represent my people if I don't know about crop science, if I don't know about water? So basically, that is why I'm here. I'm here listening to other delegates. We've been discussing since yesterday, and believe me, I've learned so much from them. I've learned so much from everyone in the panel. And I know that all of those learning, I can help them in building a case so that when the rights of my people to this equitable share of natural resources and water, I know the technicalities, and I can help them protect this right.
It is so interesting how we have like a diverse background, and I would like to tap on you, Shen, because you have entrepreneurship experience and a lot of work you've been doing. And I would like, in echoing her, what motivates you to, when you see these issues that are happening, what motivates you to step in and feel like you can be part of the change agents?
Yeah, so I think there are two big things that really motivate me. The first thing really is the utter frustration that I feel with the food system, in combination with the incredible optimism that I have for the future of our food system. Because I think we live in a world with incredible challenges and overwhelming challenges in meeting our future food needs, but we also live in a world where the pace of scientific and technological advances is really unparalleled. So a lot of my work is in how does technological innovation play a role in the future of our food system? And that was the very mission that led me to write my book called Hungry for Disruption.
Can you tell us more about the book?
For sure.
Yes.
So the book, Hungry for Disruption, How Tech Innovations Will Nourish 10 Billion by 2050, is really about how technological innovations in clean meat, in CRISPR, in genomics and vertical farming, and how it's all going to play a role in helping us to reimagine our food system and really help us to find solutions to a whole new set of challenges that we're facing today. And that process has really motivated me. I've been able to talk to entrepreneurs at the cusp of the technological innovations that I speak of in various fields. I've been able to talk to investors, really funding the next agri-food tech revolution. I've talked to scientists who are working on things like CRISPR that is really providing solutions to a lot of the problems that we're talking of today. And let me tell you, a lot of these conversations, they end with hope. So my hope with my work and is really to be able to try to empower entrepreneurs and get young people, get their hands into food and agriculture because it's important.
Very interesting. Jay, it looks like you are involved in a lot of things, pretty much. And but most importantly, the environmental sense, when you're concentrating on sustainability and environmental management, that also goes to international relations and public policy. Yep. So what put you into that, and so far, what is your experience?
Yeah, so the first motivation I received was from my grandfather. He's from Zimbabwe, and a lot of my childhood he explained to me the challenges he had with malnourishment and water scarcity before coming to America. And then I had the opportunity to study abroad in Berlin and the Netherlands, and seeing some of their technology and the ways that they've been able to kind of combat some of these challenges opened up the idea that I should possibly take or should be bringing some of these technological advancements to these areas that are deprived of these resources and abilities. So that led me to the public policy because in my fellowship I was able to, or I am currently writing a public policy proposal for Lagos, Nigeria on how to effectively communicate energy strategy and the development of energy resources within the city. And from there, I'm looking to connect the nexus between energy, water, and food resiliency to kind of answer or find solutions to mitigate the cost of these problems.
Very interesting. So as the next generation, we are the future leaders, and we have a lot of potentials ahead of us. And if I were to go at, like, in one word or two, going to every one of you, what message will you give to the millennials or youth out there for them to inspire them to be involved in or to be aware of what is going on around the world in terms of global food security and their involvement? Just in simple words, what would you tell them? Well, I would start maybe with Shen.
So the millennial generation?
Yeah, millennial generation, because we get, like, as a new future generation, we get the platform to be able to even not just being involved, but also to inspire others.
In a sentence? Okay.
Whatever possible for you, but
so much
we have we have a minute.
Okay, so there's a lot I want to say, but I think, as I mentioned before, hope and action and advocacy is so important. I think so much of our political and global discussions are so not as focused on food and agriculture as it should be. A lot of it is focused traditionally on energy, but as a lot of us know, like, food and agriculture contributes up to 29% of global greenhouse gas emissions, but yet a lot of our conversations are within the energy space.
Good. Jay, do you have something?
I would say it's two-part: communication, and a second part is resiliency. I think that we're in the day that we are into now, it's really important to use all the resources we have. I've heard other panelists talk about social media and the fact that we're able to communicate in ways that aren't saving our planet. I think we need to take more action in this area, and then just not just self-promotion, but supporting each other when we have ideas as youth and as the next generation, supporting them, getting behind each other, and kind of helping the sustainability of each project. I think is really important because until we actually try and see the results, nothing can really change.
Jelly, in 5 seconds
In
you
5
have,
seconds.
what can you say?
In 5 seconds, let's go out and did what your former president said. You know, we can do so much if we are given the freedom to dream. So I came from a developing country, the Philippines, and that dream, although I didn't have that freedom, made me come this far. So I want the millennium to dream, and I thank people from countries like the US that are giving opportunities to us to follow our dreams.
Thank you. So basically telling them when you believe in the beauty of your dreams, they become true, and always, whatever you do, connect it to the global issues. It's a pleasure having you here, and thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you.
Panel, I have a quick question for you before you go. Is there anybody in this room that you would like to work with or for? Because this is a good time. Anybody? Yes? No? Who would you like to? Your future. Who is your future employer?
So I don't know who my future employer is.
Yes.
However, if you're out there, I'm interested in finding different ways or using technology to find solutions, like I said, to mitigate costs to different technologies such as like water management.
So they need to come find you.
No, I'll find them.
You'll
but
find
I just
them.
need
All
to raise
right,
your
that's
hands.
what they need to
Just
do.
raise
Okay.
your hands.
And
Me, I want to work for multilateral development banks because I know that when you have projects in developing country and you said eradicate poverty, I'm a best example. I did eradicate poverty through grants from private sectors, through grants from institutions. So I think if you want a person that can really deliver, I mean, I am here.
all right, very good. This is my future role as a careers assistant. Okay, where do you see yourself in a year's time? Where do you want to be?
So, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. It's hard for me to say an employer.
Yeah.
And, you know, my job really is to help build and support a better, more sustainable, more inclusive food system. And I think I need to work with everyone in this room to be able to make that happen.
Cedric finishes his PhD in July,
Yes.
so after you sleep for a month, what do you want to do next?
So what I want to do next, my career aspirations are into international agricultural development, focusing on research, development, and policy.
This lady's nodding. She might give you a job.
Oh, okay, now I got
All
it.
right.